You're welcome to the world of English. This morning we got a lady from the UK. Her name is Claire Hickson. She's basically a tourist, and on my request she is here to record some videos. And for your benefit, I am going to ask you some questions, and please pay attention to how she expresses her ideas using idioms, phrases, the collocations she uses, and then some peculiar expressions, and also focus on her body language, whether she is radiating confidence or not. So you have to learn a lot from this British lady, because they speak English and it is their native language. Okay. Now we are slowly entering into a bit more serious questions. Should governments intervene to force people to be healthier?
Yes, I think governments have an important part to play because they have influence.
Right.
But I would not use the word force or coerce.
Okay.
Because I believe in freedom of choice.
Right.
But I think a government can very much positively influence the health of its people.
Okay.
So they can create some very positive campaigns about reducing how much sugar we take, how much exercise we need to take. So yeah, they do have an important part to play.
When you were a student,
Yes.
you were doing any part-time?
No, full-time.
Really? No, that means full-time studies. No part-time at all.
No.
Doing part-time and focusing on studies, two different things, two difficult things.
No, some people do part-time and work, but it's somebody who they may be studying later in life as a mature student, perhaps. But most people in the UK will go to university and do that full-time. That's the norm.
This is off the topic. These universities are comparatively expensive for you.
Yes.
People like you.
Well, yes and no. The fees are high at the moment.
They have scholarship also?
Well, the government give what's called a student grant, a student loan. So the student can borrow the money to do the course at university for 4 years with all the accommodation, and then they have to pay it back to the government.
Oh.
So as soon as they start working, they have to pay every month a certain amount of money back to their student loan. But they don't have to start paying that until they earn a certain wage and above.
In all your schools, students have to pay money?
No. No. So the main education system is a government education system. And so that is public school. And then we also have private schools, independent schools, where you pay a fee. But that's the parents' choice.
I see.
But our education system is funded by the government, which is generated by the population paying the tax. We pay tax every month for the NHS, the education system, and all of the services.
These public schools are actually private schools. Why do they call it public?
Yeah, we're different because in other countries, everybody else calls it private, but we're the other way round because we say if it's public, it means the government system, public run, so that it's regulated by the government, whereas a private independent is not regulated by the government. It's like it runs like a business.
In India, that word actually originated because these schools were meant for the students or children of public servants.
Oh, so it's
public school.
Elite.
Yeah, only for the elite.
So other way round in England.
Yeah.
So private schools are very elite.
Right.
Boris Johnson went to Eton College.
That is private.
Prince William went to Eton College. Prince Harry went to Eton College. Many politicians. It's one of the top private schools in the UK. But it's elite.
When you were a student, what discipline you selected?
I selected business studies.
Okay.
Yeah, for a BA honours degree.
That was purely because of your passion or because somebody else told you? Then?
That was the influence of my parents, but not because they forced me. They didn't say you must go and do business, but they are entrepreneurs and they always were. They had their own business, and I think because I grew up in that environment, I was very conditioned and influenced by that. And so for me it seemed to be the logical thing to do.
Yeah.
But there was another part of me that wanted to do something more creative, like art.
Which you are more passionate about?
More passionate, but many people around me said, oh, you can't make any money from that, what are you doing? So you're told at that age, choose something where you can get a good job. There's a lot of pressure.
There's a famous statement by an Indian philosopher, J. Krishnamurti. Try to do what you love to do.
Absolutely. And I've only just found that for myself all these years later.
Yeah. For how long you have been working as a yoga teacher, ma'am?
I've been doing that for 18 months.
Oh.
Yeah, I trained.
That is at home or somewhere else?
No, I teach yoga in local community halls.
You have to pay rent for that.
Yeah, by the hour.
How do you spread the message that you are teaching?
I use posters.
Oh.
So I create posters and I put them up outside the halls and in the local area.
Not in the social media?
I do social media as well, yeah. So I do Instagram, Facebook,
Twitter.
Yeah, all of that. And then
YouTube?
Not YouTube.
Why not? We can search here, we can find you.
Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, you should.
And then I just do very traditional methods, which is little adverts on websites and things.
Or supermarkets?
No, but local shops like post offices and things are really good. And then every village and town has a big notice board.
Right.
So you can put things in the notice board.
Which one? Every council?
Yeah.
How?
The parish council, yeah.
I see.
But you want to know would you like to know my strongest marketing method?
Yes, yes,
that gets me the best results.
Word of mouth?
Is word of mouth. So in one town where I teach, everybody began to talk about it.
Word of mouth comes only when they have good things to talk about, generally.
Yeah, so many people come to me and they say, I have been told about your yoga classes. I have heard about you and I've been recommended to come here because they say the yoga class is so good. So I'm doing something right.
Best of luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Then, more objective questions. Do you think science subjects are more useful than art subjects?
No.
Why not?
Because I think there's a place for science and arts.
Okay.
So I don't favour one over the other.
Yep.
But obviously science is incredibly vital, important. Much progression is gained from the science subjects and the progression that we take from that. But the arts is also, in my opinion, very important. Because it's our way, it's such a big area, the arts. We're talking theatre, literature, poetry, dance, song, music. It's how human beings express themselves. It's how we connect. So if we didn't have the arts, we would be missing a lot of magic and happiness.
The other day you told me you are in the habit of writing poetry, poems, okay? And when did you start this one?
It happened very suddenly in 2020.
Okay.
So in the first lockdown of COVID-19.
Okay.
So I'd taken up a regular meditation practice.
Okay.
Very deep meditation. And I believe that by meditating and connecting with myself on a deeper level, it woke something up in me that had been dormant within me. And I was surprised, but I just began to write poetry. And it didn't take any effort.
Okay.
So this is important to say.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, and I didn't set out and say I would like to write poetry. My brain wasn't involved. It came from here.
Yep.
And when it happens, it still happens like this. A title will come in. The title of the poem arrives, and then I get a sense of the poem. So I take a pen, and then I write it in about a few minutes. And it just comes out, and it all rhymes, and often it takes the shape of a sonnet.
Sonnet.
You know, like Shakespeare, Wordsworth.
I see.
Which surprises me, because I'm not intentionally, I'm not trying to write a sonnet. It's just coming.
Very good. Very good.
Mystery.
Anyway, please give me all the copies, then
I will.
let us see what it is. My students are going to be benefited by that one.
I will
Okay?
send you some books when my book comes out.
Right, okay. And do you think older or young workers are more motivated?
Motivated.
Yeah, self-motivated to work more.
Well, younger workers, because they are new and they are starting their journey with work,
Yeah,
are very motivated because they have the energy
yeah.
and they're excited. So yes, they would be highly motivated. Perhaps older, perhaps they're coming to the end of working, and perhaps they want to retire, but that doesn't stand for everybody. There are many older people who still are very passionate about what they do, but maybe some older people are held back by physical problems and
Yes, okay.
illnesses.